How's it going, guys? White Rabbit here. Today I'd like to talk about this news article that was released a couple days ago on CBC News. The title of the article is Parents on Trial in Meningitis Death of Toddler Defended Use of Natural Remedies in Police Interview. Now, the article is basically about this little toddler that died in 2012. And they're saying it's due to negligence on the side of the parents. And let me just read the first paragraph of this news article so you can kind of get the vibe of the news story. Audio recordings obtained by CBC News and police interviews with two Alberta parents accused of allowing their toddler to die from meningitis reveal how strongly the couple believed in the power of natural remedies over conventional medicine, even after the boy was flown to a Calgary hospital in grave condition. So basically what this is talking about, these two parents of this toddler here, the toddler was experiencing all these different medical problems, having difficulty breathing and being stiff and things, and developed a condition that is basically curable through the use of certain steroids. And these parents being, against that and all about natural medicine, ended up kind of taking it too far, and the toddler died, and now they're in court trying to defend themselves. And from what I can decipher from this, they were actually found guilty of essentially letting their child die. Now, the reason that I wanted to talk about this article, though, is that the way that the news media is taking this story and running with it. What we have here is basically the war on natural medicine, and they are using this story as a useful narrative, or as a useful dialogue to push their narrative. And what is so upsetting to me, I'll leave a link for this in the description down below so you guys can actually read the whole article. But what these parents did, they obviously took it too far, right? I don't think these were evil or, maniacal people at all. They sincerely probably wanted the best for their child. But, the natural medicine wasn't working, and the child became very stiff and ended up dying because they, basically refused to call 911 and have professionals evaluate the situation. And yeah, what these parents did was probably negligence. But at the same time, that's not really the point that's being pushed with this article. The point being pushed with this whole news story in general is that, there's a bunch of crazy people letting their kids die because of believing in natural medicine. And that's absurd, and that's unfortunate. But for the New World Order agenda, it's a necessary narrative that they need to push, right? For Big Pharma to succeed and continue to run the medical industry. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I think this is an unfortunate situation that is even worse from the fact that it's being used to perpetuate potentially harmful drugs on a subliminal level to your average citizen, right? This is the same train of logic that is used when it comes to things like vaccines. They take these outliers, essentially, who take these things way too far, and they make a whole news story out of it. And they make it, and they lead the narrative in such a way as to anybody who believes in natural medicine is just crazy and, yada, yada, yada. Living in the dark ages type of thing. So, anyway, like I said, I'll leave a link for this in the description down below. I just, this is the type of thing that we see on a daily basis, right? We see the news slant these stories in a particular way as to push their narrative. So, the other thing that I wanted to add, though, is that this did remind me of a fascinating lecture/documentary that I saw several months, maybe even a year ago or so now, that was done by Bill Schneeblin, and it was on the topic of cancer. And I think that, yeah, the title of the video is Cancer Wars, and I'll leave a link for this in the description down below. If you haven't watched this, make sure you check it out, because he talks about cancer and natural medicine and the history of cancer, and he talks about big pharma and all these different things, and it's one of the best videos that I have personally seen on the topic, and I highly, highly, highly recommend that you watch it if you haven't already. Like I said, I'll leave a link for that in the description down below. The other thing that I wanted to mention, if you guys haven't already watched the video that I released yesterday on the transgender issue on my main channel, make sure you check that out. I'll leave a link for that in the description down below as well. So yeah, that's I just want to share that with you, share some of my thoughts with that story. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks, and God bless.